Now let me explain what a marketing story is. You're not doing any of you right now. A marketing story is to justify the offer you're going to make them on the day. A marketing story is to justify the special offer you're going to make them today only, why it's only today. They cannot come back and get the same offer. Everybody with me on this so far? Yes. Right, so this is the script. Listen to me. Would you agree the way you market a product affects the price of it? Yes, yes, I would agree. For example, when you buy washing up powder from the supermarket, which brand do you choose? You buy the one that you recognise the most, right? Yes. One that's been advertised, right? Yes. So who do you think pays for the advertisements? You. Right, so that's what we're saying. Now, Max Generation used to market our business opportunity a different way. We used to put advertisements in the newspaper, big adverts, asking people if they were interested in a brand new business opportunity. How much do you think those adverts cost?
5 cents per piece.
Yeah, thousands. They were thousands. Who do you think was paying for the advertisement? But at the end of the day, who pays the company? The consumers. So would you agree the consumers were really paying for the advertising? Yes. So what we found is that it worked at first, but eventually less and less people came. Because they're seeing the same adverts all the time, so the response was less. But we're still spending the same kind of money. So we had a choice to make. We either you know, change the way we marketed, or we increase the price to cover all the advertising costs. What we do now is we educate our agents to recruit their own people and bring in referrals and come and join us at our other networking opportunities and events. Do you think this has saved us money or not? Yes. And we have a lot of events through the year, such as property workshops, such as business workshops, such as networking events. Would you agree that's very much cheaper than advertising in the newspaper? Yes or no? Yes. Right. So, newspaper advertising is far more expensive, right? Yes. What we do now is the money that we save from newspaper advertising, we transfer that money into our priority enrollment package. The money that we save from all of that newspaper advertising, we transfer that money into our priority enrollment package. So the money we save, we give back to you as an incentive to get involved with us right now. Does that make sense to you? This is not a lie, this is absolutely true. Okay? So what we do with the savings from those advertisements, we transfer into our priority enrollment package and give that money back to you as an incentive to get involved now. Now, would you rather have that package, or would you rather let us spend it on advertising? Package. And since we started doing that strategy, our sales increased by around 80%. If you were Max Generation, which way would you market the product? The new way, the old way? You have got to justify why you're asking them to join you now. Because a lot of people are going to be afraid to join you now and not expecting to join you now. Remember what we said about the rules of the game. So you say to them at this stage of the presentation, remember what I asked you earlier to give me the courtesy of yes or no, right? Can you now see why so many people join this way? Trial close, yes, right? So this is our priority enrollment package. Right, so benefit number one, when you sign up as a GMP or GMA, you will get double the amount of stock that you would normally get. So as a GMA, you'd normally get 50 vouchers, correct? Yeah. As you sign up a GMA today, we're going to give you 100 vouchers worth 60,000 ringgit in stock. Is that a good benefit, yes or no? Yeah. Right? Is that fantastic value in terms of your stock, yes or no? Yes. Right? Are you going to make a lot more money, yes or no? Yes. So by joining today, you're going to make $30,000 more as a GMA, and as a GMP, you're going to make $60,000 more, because as a GMP, when you sign up today, you get double the stock. That's 200 vouchers. Does that sound good? Can you see why so many people are joining us today? trial close, right? You get a potential 550% return in the first month just from your stock, right? And I've put that return based on the double stock. That's why it's only available today. Are you with me? Yeah. Right. Now, would you rather have a 200% return or a 550% return? 550%. Can you see why so many people join now? To take advantage of this fantastic deal, right? Benefit number 3, you're enrolled in 12 streams of income, meaning that when you join today, you're able to send people to seminars, you're able to send people to events and get paid residual commission to do so. You get 30% recruitment commission as the level that you join today. You are assigned a successful leader for one-on-one mentoring. Is this powerful, yes or no? Yes. How powerful is it to have a one-to-one mentor? Very. How fast will your business move if you have a one-on-one mentor? Fantastic. You also have accompanied appointments, which means when you join today, somebody who is qualified will come with you on your appointments to see your corporate network or even to recruit with you. Because would you agree with me, the first couple of weeks you're not going to be very sure what to do. Yes. So wouldn't it be fantastic to be able to get your contacts and in the first 2 weeks get the money back that you actually paid with someone else helping you to do it? Yes. Would that be good or not? Yes. Isn't it great to know we don't leave you on your own? Yes. It is, isn't it? Yes. Tie down. Right? Double vouchers now, today only, and I repeat that once more because this is extremely powerful. You only get this today, not tomorrow. Okay? GMP, when they sign up today, will receive a 4-day recruitment advanced training course and a 4-day GMP corporate advanced selling course worth 19,500 ringgit. Can you see why so many people join us today? And GMP will also receive an extra 10% override on all cross lines and downlines. So when you are certified after your 4-day corporate training course, you will be able to receive 10% commission on your downlines and cross lines when you accompany them for an appointment. Is that a good system or not? Yes or no? Yes. Is that a benefit or not? Yes or no? Yes. And also, if you pay cash today, we will give you an extra 5% discount only today. We're not going to give 10 anymore, we're giving 5. 5 is enough because you've got so much more value in that deal. Yes or no? Yes. And then your closing line is there anything other than the money that would stop you taking advantage of the priority enrollment package today? And this is where the big balls come in, because you have to stick to your pitch, my friends. Otherwise, it does not work. Is there anything other than the money that would stop you taking advantage of the priority enrollment package today? If they say no, get 2 prices out, GMP and GMA. You always show them 2 prices, never 1 price. Always 2, never 3. Never 5. Always 2. Right? And you do the pricing and you price it out. Okay? And you assume they're going to pay cash. So you put the 5% discount in. And you say to them, which one would you prefer? And they might ask you a couple of questions. Right? And if you've done a really good job, they'll say, I'll go for the GMP, please.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Welcome.
Welcome to our family, baby! And then you say to them, when your application form, would you like it in one name or joint names? Would you like it in one name or your company name? Which should you prefer? Trial close, trial close, trial close, trial close. This is assumptive closing, ladies and gentlemen. It is advanced closing. When you can master these closing techniques, what do you think will happen to your income?
Increase.
But you've got to be disciplined, you've got to do it word for word. Absolutely insist upon it. You have to know what a closing schematic is. Because without a closing schematic, when they say to you, Elijah, I don't want to do it now, I want to think about it, what you're going to say is, what the hell do you want to think about? That is not a closing schematic, that is a panic button. Right? It's a panic button. What you need to know is a process of how to close them depending on their response. Agree or not agree? So would you agree with me that you don't know how to do this?
Yes.
So what you're about to learn is very powerful and you need to really embrace it. A closing schematic is the process of step by step what you do, step by step, to achieve an objective. What's the objective? No, the objective is to get a courtesy yes or a no. Not to get a think about it. A think about it is not an objective. That means you haven't done your job. If they say they want to think about it or time to consider, it means that you have not convinced them. Agree or not agree? It means they are not sold on you or your business. So therefore, there's something you have done wrong in the presentation. What it means is you haven't done your job in the front. And what you're doing now is you're relying to do it on the back end. You've got to do everything on the front end, guys. Everything is the front. Okay, so closing schematic. You start with the priority enrollment package. Now, would you agree with me that you're going to get a yes or a no here? Yes. And this is before you've shown the prices. So if they say there's nothing other than the money that would stop them taking advantage of the priority enrollment package today, then that would be a yes, and that means that you would show them the price. It's simple, easy to follow. If they say they want to think about, they've got an objection, then that would be a no. Can anyone tell me the next step here? If you have a no or a think about it or an objection, the first thing you do, absolutely all of the time, no excuses, all of the time, the first thing you do is you convert to money. The first thing you do is convert to money. Now, what does that mean? What it means is you have to eliminate all the objections, and especially the money one. You have to get down to the money at all times, right? So what you say to them is something like this. Let me ask you a question, Lisa. If it was 50 ringgit to join today, would you join? Everybody would, right? It's so cheap. If it was 50,000 ringgit to join today, would you join today? No, probably no, right? So if there was somewhere in between 50 ringgit and 50,000 ringgit that was easily affordable and money you didn't even have to think about, would you join today? Yes or no? Yes. Right. So what you do then, if you have a yes on convert to money, then you go to the price. Now, if those prospects don't want to join you for 50 ringgit, what does that mean? It means that you suck. Really, it really does mean they're telling you that you suck and you have not convinced them. Because if they won't spend 50 ringgit, it's kind of an insult. Really, isn't it? You know what I mean? Right? So if you have a no here, you do a takeaway. Not a Chinese takeaway, just a takeaway. Oh. Sorry, Iqbal?
Thank you very much. This is not for you.
Yes! Correct! Give him a round of applause! A takeaway is when you remove everything from them, therefore you're relieving all the pressure. So you say to them, and you follow my script, thanks very much, no problem, thank you so much for listening, I will take that as a no. Thank you so much for coming. I will get everything prepared for you, and I will see you again. So what we're saying to you is, ladies and gentlemen, that 60% of your recruits will only say yes if you execute a takeaway professionally. That means you've got to be able to say to them, you've got to be willing to lose the deal before you get the deal. You need to walk away. And if you execute it properly, and if you have sold them, what they will do is they will run after you. No, I didn't mean that. I really want to join. Right? Now that is what you want to get from a people who want to join you. Yes or no?
Yes.
You want people running after you.
Yes.
Right? Some of them, 1 out of 10 will do that if you do this properly. Is this powerful? Yes or no?
Yes.
Beginner salespeople or beginner professionals always have that mindset. And as a professional, you know, when I was doing sales initially 20 years ago, I had that mindset. But when I learned this strategy, I became the best at it, at what I was doing in my business. And I would walk away and I would, you know, I'd say it really straight. And the salesperson would say to me, "You can't do that, Marco, that's not professional." Now, I would, after that happened, I would bring the salesperson to my office and I would tear about 20 strips out of them for saying that. But I would never let them get away with it. So I'm very sorry, Michael, whoever his name was. They obviously don't want it, you haven't sold it. And then I'd walk away. And then the salesman would still sit there. Because what you've got to do, if you've got an upline helping you, you've got to walk away with the upline together because that's more powerful. Are you going to start doing what you're learning today? Yes or no?
Yes.
Right? I make millions of dollars. I make millions of dollars because I know all this and I execute it on a daily basis with any opportunity, even with CEOs. You can do this with a CEO, with a multi-billion-dollar corporation, and you can say to them, "Very sorry, our incentives are obviously not for you. They're not for everybody. Thank you so much. Nice to meet you." I've done that, and the CEO has run after me. That's how powerful this is. And when you can master that strategy and technique, you will see your sales skyrocket. You've got to take the posture, and it's all about also body language, which we're going to do after this. Because if you're over the table like that, it's obviously not for you then, is it? Huh? You son of a... Because sometimes when you get... when you've tried for 3 hours and they're still saying no, sometimes, if you let it get to you, you get emotional and pissed off. And you do the takeaway in the completely wrong way. You can do it too early, but you can also do many takeaways throughout your presentation. If you have an objection, you can say, well, you know, it's not for everybody. Instead of begging them and overcoming it, you can say, well, yeah, appreciate what you're saying, but you know what? It's not for everybody. It's not for you. You can leave now if you want. Is that powerful, yes or no?
Yes.
No.
Did I say it in a rude way?
No.
No. Said it in a nice way. Because that inspires them to go, ooh, what do you mean? Yeah. Oh, I expected you to try and beg me. Ooh, yeah. I'm not being begged. Oh, this is refreshing. Because you know what? Every other salesperson out there doesn't do what I'm saying right now.
Yes.
They beg.
Yes.
Right? And you buy it eventually because you know you have to, but it doesn't feel good because someone's begged you to buy it. You're doing them a favor. It shouldn't be about that. It's about value. Right or not right?
Yes.
So if you've done everything you can, you've done the presentation, everything, you've done sizzling, you've done everything you can, and I still say I want to think about it one time to consider, you've got to say, fuck it. Excuse my language. You know, it's okay. It's not for everybody. I'll take that as a no. But thanks so much for your time. I appreciate it. Then you walk away. You would not say this on a corporate deal. Because you are not talking to all the stakeholders. If you have all the stakeholders in one room, you can say that. If you haven't, you can't say it because they're not there. So corporate selling is very different to individual selling.
Unless maybe if it was the CEO.
Unless it was the CEO. You show them 2 prices on 2 application forms. For a GMP or GMA package. So they get them to point which one. You remove the one they don't want, put the one in the center of the table. Okay, this is the price, this is the discount today. Would you prefer to pay cash or would you prefer to pay by credit card? The people who can learn this the fastest are the people that will get to the place where they want to be the fastest. I've said to you, a lot of you, there was a book written in 1973 called Future Shock by Alvin Toffler. He said in that book, The illiterate of the 21st century are not the people who cannot read and write. They are the people who cannot learn, unlearn and relearn. So what you've got to do is you've got to learn this. You've got to unlearn the shit that you use that doesn't work, and then you've got to relearn the new stuff to make it here powerful and part of what you do. And then what you've got to do is habitually role play it every single day, every single minute and second in your mind, and as much as you can with another person, because only then will you master the script that you're learning right now, and the technique, and the interaction, and the body language, and the sixth sense of knowing when to close the deal. I wrote a book about that a few years ago. Know when to close the deal. Right? And I'm giving you everything, the gold that works to make shitloads of money, millions of dollars, which I make. Right? And if you're not committed to that, then thank you very much. Don't come back and see me again. Because you're wasting my time and your time. Fair enough?
Yes.
Okay, so where were we? So you got one price on the table. But go through the discount with them, go through the benefits again with them. We provide credit card or cash. I think I'll use the credit card. Fantastic. Welcome to our family. Yeah. Look them in the eye. And then what you do then is you pray to God the credit card goes through the machine. Because the credit card don't go through, it's got to be karma. Yeah. So then you fill in the form, you say, would you prefer it in? No. Would you prefer it in? No. Yes.
Your name or joint name?
Your name, joint names, or your company name? Assumptive close, trial close, assumptive close, trial close. Very professional, fantastically powerful, very strong. It's a sexy thing. So, you joint names, your name, joint names, a company name. Fantastic. Right, fill in the form. Terms and conditions. Get them to agree to the terms and conditions. Very important. Isn't it? Yes. So that's that way. And if they say no to the price, what do you do? Oh, don't know, can't really afford it, want to think, I need to think about it, not sure, need time to consider, oh, don't really know, oh, don't really know, oh, don't really know. No. Not after the price. Not after the price. After they've seen the price, you have to take away. Thank you so much for your time. I will take that as a no. And you are imitating the word no. That means no, you're emphasizing the word. Because you want it for them to get the perception that this is the final time you're going to meet them, that's it. Yep. Right? I'll take that as a no. I'll just get my things together, just wait there a second. Then you go off somewhere, talk to yourself, whatever you do. But you must leave the table, guys. At this time, even if you're in a restaurant, you make an excuse, you're going to your car or something like that, or your bike in Fowz's case, your police bike. Right? Go away, leave them, but make sure you can see them what they're doing. Because that will give you an indication if they're looking at the price or not. Which will mean that it will prepare you to go back to them. You come back to the table. If it's still closed, it means you've got a way to go yet. So it's an indicator. So you go back to the table, then what do you do? So why don't we have a role play now, right? Sound fun?